I mean, still though, his tower pushing is terrifying. It gets online really early. The metamorphosis damage is still pretty unreal, but maybe a little bit easier to deal with it if you, you know, put your team's assets towards that. But here we go. Let's do some introductions. I'll start with Secret here as we start off on this game. The Summit 2 online group stage is brought to you by G2A.com. It's Secret on the Radiant, Puppy here on the Mirana shooting out an arrow, and it will land on Pylai. Who else would it land on at the start of this game? Koro going to jump forward, and that's going to be the early first blood. So Kuroki off to a good start in his, well, now not so new role, but he is now a core hero. But he's playing on the PA. We've got S4 as mentioned. He'll be on the mid lane. We've got Simba. That's his new name, so it's just Simba playing the Nature's Prophet. BigDaddy No Tail on the EO, and yeah, I think we took care of everybody there.
Yes, sir. Begins. And on Cloud9, EE, Anti-Mage. Well, I'm actually surprised that he died there. They had Vision over here, and one of his teammates pinged out that they were over here. And Bone7 was downhill, or sorry, Pylai was downhill, and maybe that kill could have been avoided, but it was not the biggest deal. Pylai on the Sand King, Fata on the mid Death Prophet, Aoi 2000 on the roaming Skyras, scouted out by Puppy on the Invis rune, and bottom we have Bone7 on that Centaur Ward Runner. I was about to say War Chief. Man, these name changes.
I've been calling it Centaur Windrunner on accident, so you did better than me.
He does run like the wind. Stampede.
Oh, look at this middle lane, though. The arrow, you'd never expect it to come from that angle. Puppy, poised up behind the middle tier 1, lands it onto Fada, and another early kill for Team Secret. They're out 2-0, and I mean, first bloods, like we saw the one Pylai give up, sure, it's the 400 gold. You don't give away too much because you don't have any gold to lose at that point of the game. The experience was split like 4 ways, but now the second kill coming out in the middle lane with, I guess, a 1 hero rotation because BigDaddy No Tail is obviously just in the middle lane. But a nice start for Secret.
I really like their decision to put the Wisp and the PA in the mid lane because Death Prophet's extremely easy to deal with in levels 1 through 4, especially with the most recent nerf. So you can capitalize on that even more, and at the same time, they have Anti-Mage who's not completely self-sufficient on top. It's not a bad matchup versus the Nature's Prophet, but he still won't be able to free farm, and generally, Cloud9 likes to secure their safe lane and then run around with their other 2 heroes. And Fada's getting dove again in mid.
Yeah, I feel like he's going to have trouble. He's at level 2 right now, and it's a duo lane, and they're both at level 2. Another arrow searching. It won't land, but I don't think they're going to need it. BigDaddy going to start tanking up the tower just a little bit. Cryptswarm goes out, trying to at least net a kill for his troubles, but he won't find it. BigDaddy gets pretty low, and unfortunately, not only is there no Invoker, probably wouldn't have enough points in Exort anyways. BigDaddy gonna live. He's got that bottle up and running already early on. Now Pylai rotates over. Kuroki taking some tower hits. No points in Blur yet, but now here comes the overcharge. Another arrow gonna be dodged. Pylai expects it. And well, this nuisance of 3 heroes in the middle lane gonna find another rune and probably go back to killing.
This is just really bad for the Death Prophet. He's level 2 right now, out-leveled by these 2 heroes in the mid lane. And when you're in a 1-on-2 situation and you're out-leveled, that's really bad. They might consider rotating in the Anti-Mage and having him try and farm mid and the Death Prophet try and catch up on top. It's not ideal, but at the same time, they can't let this PA get out of control.
Yeah, I mean, at least you'd be able to blink away with the Anti-Mage, so you'd have some escape built in, although Puppy with his arrows from weird angles have been pretty effective. But let's check out Eternal Envy. Still farming very well, and I would expect that they can leave him here against the Nature's Prophet. He's 17-5, Nature's Prophet 3-1, because the supports have been there, like you said. Cloud9, they like to secure their safe lane. Aoi getting some stacks. Pylai getting some stacks. So securing the safe lane, securing the jungle, and an early blink dagger timing on Pylai.
In mid again. Where's the help?
They're stacking camps, man.
Stack and farm. Stack and farm. And
yeah, well, actually, I guess some of those could be for Death Prophet too, if she needs to catch up.
Another dive. Sinking there, but
Pylai's here. Trying for the double, but he can't find it. Koro will get the kill. Still no points in Blur, so the tower will bring him down. AUI is going to be here as well. One more Arcane Bolt onto BigDaddy, or just an auto attack with that range, and that'll be enough. So Cloud9 on the board. It's now 4-2. As we look bottom, was there a rune bottom? No, they're looking to secure it already, though. Both Bone7 and Puppy were looking for positioning around the bottom rune, but looks like Bone7 walking back to base. Puppy going to look for some more blood in the middle lane.
And S4 was doing a great job of controlling the Centaur on bottom lane. He has double his double his last hits right now, and Bone 7 forced to go back to heal already.
Yeah, just sitting on brown boots. We'll see if he finishes Tranquils. It seems like finishing Tranquils and then getting the Blink Dagger is the most common on Centaur War Runner. Yeah, he will get the Ring of Protection, so. But the Mana Boot's already out on S4, so he's going to continue to just dominate this lane, I would think.
Yeah, Bone 7 just needs his level 6, and then he can be useful, or be extremely useful, more so than he is now, and hopefully help the Death Prophet from dying anymore. 0, 3, and 1, no boots yet, probably saving up for Bottle, and they're getting a decent amount out of it, though. Sand King will hit level 4 after this tri-stack, and Fly on the top lane, or Simba is just not getting that much either. Less CS than Centaur.
Yeah, only level 4. He doesn't want to give up the lane, though. I mean, obviously, he could just walk into the jungle and start doing that. But we see Fada again in the middle lane in trouble. There's an Ancient Seal out onto Kuro, but now he does have 1 point in Blur, so the 20% evasion, able to take a couple more hits, or not take, rather. But AUI in trouble. The Stifling Dagger goes out, slows him down. The arrow to connect. Now Simba going to teleport in, and they'll get another kill. Now 6-2. TP coming in. It's Pylai Die, but a little too late. Is lucky the arrow was already used, coming off a cooldown in 3, but would have been searching for anyone TPing in.
Radiant's top tower is under
Cloud9 has just not been adjusting their play. Secret has been doing literally the same thing for the past 5 minutes, which is just playing very aggressively on Death Prophet, and they've only been punished once, and they still keep going and going and going. And Sand King and the Skywrath are just still playing very passively. They're not really camping behind her. They've been stacking too often, and now Pylai Die has it right there, just waiting for them to go on them. But the damage has just been brutal for Fada.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, maybe Pylai Die can make the difference, though. He's got his brown boots. I believe he probably started with them anyways. But now 2 points in Burrow Strike, so a little bit more range potential for the two-man Burrow. It's not too hard, as Kuroki and BigDaddy are always going to be standing somewhat close. Forced by, of course, the tether range there, but we'll see what he can do to make a difference. As the runes are up at 6 minutes, it's going to be a bounty up top. Secret have got that one. Pylai Die in the bottom lane picks up the invis, but Bone 7, he actually did just take a dash while we were talking about the mid lane happenings, and he's back here again, very, very low. There's that burrow we were talking about, but Bone 7, he's going to go down again to the stomp. This time, at least, Puppey is going to fall, so it's a 1-for-1 trade thus far. Now they try to escape the danger. Oh, Pylai Die and AUI coming together there. They'll bring down Simba. And then middle lane, Fada not having a good time. Going to be crit down again. Level 6 on the Phantom Assassin, only level 5 on Death Prophet.
Anti-Mage will not be playing too greedily. Opts for a
There's a relocate.
Uh-oh.
It's into the bottom lane. Skywrath Mage, no longer.
They really need the level 6 on Centaur to prevent like a death or two every couple of minutes. This PA and Wisp are just, I mean, absolutely crazy right now. If she gets this much farm, there's very little that C9 can do without a blink on Centaur, without a blink on Sand King. And Sand King, he went for the early bottle instead of just straight rushing blink. So we're looking probably like a post 12-minute blink for him. And Fada just has boots right now.
Yeah, he's really hurting. Not going to be getting towards that phase. The drums, and well, wow, he actually doesn't even have a bottle. Just checking the courier, there's only a TP and a Clarity on there. So just the Null Talisman he started with, and that is it. He's really, really hurting. Just looking at net worth, even though it's early, he's third to last. 1.4k being surpassed by even his own supports. Pylai Die ahead of his mid laner.
And Simba looks like he might be in trouble from Pylai Die.
Radiant's top tower.
Yeah, there's that wraparound, and it is nighttime as well. It's about to flip over today in about 10 seconds, but not before Simba falls. He tries to go for the Sprout to stop the vision. There's a blink from EE anyways. They will find the kill. A nice one. It's the first, putting EE on the board, as he will be looking towards that Battle Fury. Not a naked one, though. He does go for the treads. Claymore and 40 gold if he wants it.
I don't know if this trade-off is worth it, sacrificing Fada for EE's farm. They don't really have that great tools to deal with EE, though. No true good stuns, except maybe a Lucky Arrow, Bone 7. Again.
Yeah, in trouble again. The Sprout Arrow combo. And now they're going to throw the Primal Split into this as well. The first of the game, that will cancel the TP, and it will kill the Centaur War Runner 11-5 as they find another kill, and would hope to transition this one into some tower pushing as people dying so fast. Skywrath Mage going to get crit down. We've got Io. He's leaving. That was not a very far relocate. They were just hoping someone was there catching them out of position, but not going to do so.
And that's a Blink Dagger up on S4 too, and luckily Fada had that haste rune, or else he would have died again.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Yeah, as that would got him out, because obviously that's who they were looking for. He's level 6 now, and he will opt to put the point in into his alt exorcism, but with only 2 in Witchcraft, 3 in Crib Swarm, we see a lot of the
no
Death
HP.
Prophet players like waiting till 8. Yeah, what is he at? 8:15?
Yeah, there's not enough HP to deal with the PA and blinking Brewmaster. She's gonna die before she gets any damage out of her ultimate.
Yeah, so that basically takes away your sustained team fight. You pick the Death Prophet, you like to keep her alive. The Exorcism on the battlefield, just being really annoying. It does a ton of damage. Can transition those team fights into pushing, but not with Fata's current state. Maybe they give him some of the jungle, but I'm worried because as soon as Anti-Mage in the next minute, or like 4 minutes here, picks up the Battle Fury, the jungle's going to be his, and then Fata's still really not going to have a place to farm.
It's more so about the blink daggers on the Sand King and the Centaur that keep Fata alive rather than her own farm, because like even if she gets like phase and drum, she's still going to die very easily without proper counter initiate from those 2 AoE stunners. So Anti-Mage can still do a lot of work though. He's getting there.
Yeah, 73 last hits, 18 denies. He's second in net worth. He doesn't have quite as many kills as Kuroki does, but they're about 100 gold between them. Kuroki at 5.1k, Anti-Mage at 5k, and then S4, who's been doing very well in the bottom lane at 4.7. They're smoked up now in the middle lane, looking for some more kills. We'll find a bounty rune as well, but it's, well, Cloud9 basically protecting Pylai Die right now. And like you said, it's the Blink Daggers that will keep him in the game, and even though Fate is around, they're giving the farm to Pylai Die, but here comes the dust. They're contesting this pool. If you pick a Sand King, the other team knows what you're doing with Sand King, and, well, they act on it.
They've been very good about having sentries and dust and keeping up vision where Cloud9 is very, very vulnerable. They can't access their big camp right now, which will severely limit what they can do because, as you said, like Death Prophet kind of needs stack, Sand King really needs his Blink Dagger, and Anti-Mage is going to be part of the jungle with Battle Fury. They don't have those few camps accessible to them, rather than they can't really farm their way back into the game.
Yep, so Secret looking to basically keep the Dire jungle under wraps. They've been spending a bit of time in there. Obviously, I was just circling that ward. That is spotting out that bigger camp. As let me put it back to everyone's vision. S4 in the bottom lane, maybe waiting for some of his allies to TP in. Nope, not waiting at all. He's just going to go in, get the split off. There's no points in silence from Fata, so he can't stop it. And it's Brewmaster, 6.82C. That's a slower transformation now, so it's a little easier to cancel out. Some slight nerfs to the hero as they try to chase Bone 7. Cycling Dagger's going to connect. No way to disjoin it because Bone 7 is behind. No Blink Dagger. Pylai Die now. Upper middle ground here in the Dire jungle, and he's going to go down. BigDaddy with the spirits to the face, picking up a double kill. Actually, are they relocating as well? Oh no, that was just Simba going back to base. So kills all across the map for Team Secret. They lead by 10 right now. Quickly checking out the graphs. Already 5,000 gold advantage. About 2,000 experience.
That was a slow stamp
for Team Secret.
From Centaur. Death Prophet was like trying to bait out some spells and then try and counter gank with Skywrath and the Sand King, or Skywrath and the Centaur, but she just got caught by the Panda ultimate. If the Stampede came like a second later, she would have just been able to run away, and they would have to chase her down with Cyclone and maybe only lose like 1 out of that engagement. But they just have to invest so many resources to protect Fata, who just has phase boost right now. She's like a huge liability at this point, and not even close to being the tower pushing threat that she usually is.
Yeah, and I mean, if you Stampede to get away from the Brew ultimate, then you've got to worry about then being in a lane by yourself, or just being in a lane even with your team at this point, because the relocate's going to be there as well. Stampede will also help disengage from that. Although I believe both of those ultimates were used in about the same place, both the Primal Spurt and the relocate across the map there. So 13 minutes in. Bounty rune. Pylai Die's got it. He is a little more than halfway to the Blink Dagger, but still a ways off as he keeps going down. His stack was contested. Maybe they can find a kill on S4, but he's got a Blink Dagger and can just go to the trees.
On bottom. If Fata pushes up too far, he's gonna die.
Yeah, well, 1v4 for now, but help's coming in, and there it is, the relocate. They're looking straight for Fata. He's going to go down. Kuroki jumps over to AUI. AUI going to go down. Everyone melting like butter right now to the strong right click. Let's look at Phantom Assassin's items. Also going for a Battle Fury, but he's got a Perseverance in the form of a Wisp, so he just starts with the Broadsword and the Claymore. Big right click means big crits.
I mean, I thought that Cloud9 would have seen that relocate coming, though. It's the Death Prophet with just highly underfarmed. They're pushing down their T1. If Secret lets that T1 go, that's like 2 Blink Daggers for the side of Cloud9 that they don't really want to give up at all. So it's pretty clear that Secret's going to defend that tower, and they were just not in a good position to defend that. Still, Centaur will have his Blink Dagger around that 14-minute mark. Sand King closing on his, just about 500 more gold left for that.
Yeah, that'll be when Cloud9 really needs to make a stand to get back into this game because, well, the 2 core heroes aren't going to start farming. PA picked up her Battle Fury, and just a couple seconds after, Anti-Mage, played by Eternal Envy, found his Battle Fury. So they're ready to go. They're ready to fight. PA probably going to be fighting a little bit more than the Anti-Mage, who will just want to farm. Actually, let's look at his skill build. Okay, maxing out Blink, 1 point in the other 2, and 4 in stats. But they're going to go on him right now. He's got to Blink away into the tree line. They can get vision with the Spirits. Puppey, Arrow going to be off the mark, and they won't find the kill, but they do stop him from farming, disrupt his rotation. Not too much, as he just TP'd middle and he's already back to farming.
Still, maybe they can bait out a Blink and go for a relocate, but EE senses something's awry, and looks like they're actually going to make their first offensive move in a very long time on the back of Bone 7's Blink Dagger.
Yeah, it's going to be on Simba here. There's the slow, the stampede, everything to chase him, but they're wasting a lot of time. They have to go very deep for this, and they haven't even found the kill yet. Moonlight Shadow going to keep him alive. The relocate in, and some other TPs, the Brewmaster Primal Split, the relocate, and Cloud9, their first offensive goes terribly wrong. They lose everybody, 3-0. It's a 2,000 gold change, almost a 3K experience change advantage for Team Secret.
So much for Blink Dagger changing the game around for them. They were close to just killing Simba and just getting out of there. They always wanted to blink in and both Stomp Double Edge, Skywrath Ultimate, and then just Stampede out and blink out, but that was not what ended up happening at all.
Yeah, that was just pure game sense from Secret as well. Like no wards in their jungle. Maybe some were dewarded along the way or just ran out. I wasn't fully paying attention to that scenario, but for the most part, it looks like no wards. Secret, again, keeping them aggressive as they try to push top and keep contesting those camps. Looking at Dire Vision, though, nothing. They have nothing right now, and that's not good when you're playing against that Wisp.
Especially against Moonlight Shadow, too. They always have to live in fear of, hey, they could just be right on top of us and we can get arrowed and just die.
Puppey's even got another ward in inventory. Sentry's ready to D-ward or, of course, stop the Sand King.
And they have the Vlads up on Brewmaster, take out Roche soon, give it to PA, and then Anti-Mage will have a really, really hard time overcoming like a big T2 fight that is close to impending. And Cloud9 going for another offensive maneuver. Not what I would expect of them, but that's probably the best time to do it.
Yeah, I mean, high risk, right? You got to get back to this game somehow. Trying to find those kills on the team that is ahead. It's 6.82 after all, and they will find just a support. It's Puppey, second to last in net worth, but it's a kill for Cloud9 at least. So that's a move in the right direction, as that nets them, what, about 700 gold, 700 experience in their favor. But look at this net worth difference between PA and AM. It's like 3K.
They just need to get quick kills in and out, and they have the right heroes to do so. Like Sand King and Skywrath can just blow someone up in probably less than a second's time, and then they won't have time to relocate or TP support back. But they're blowing through their smokes like no other, and hopefully they will get this T1 out of there. EE.
Yeah, this is the third, right? This is going to be on cooldown now for 10 minutes, so...
That's very obvious that he has support. There's no way he would blink in to tower range without a few people behind him, so Secret's going to devote a lot of resources to this.
Alright, they're going to go Stampede in, right onto S4. He's silenced up. Can they bring him down in time? Yes, they can. The Bro Strike, the Mystic Flare, even threw in an Epicenter onto that, and Sentry dropped proactively there by Puppey. We'll find Pile die to fall, but 1 for 2 as looks like Fada dies elsewhere. He died up top, once again at the hands of... Actually, who did he even die to? Must have been PA. Okay, yeah, they relocate back in now. BigDaddy and Kuroki. Looking for that Anti-Mage, keeping the pressure on.
It's still really difficult to kill the Anti-Mage, though. Maybe if they get a Basher up on Phantom Assassin, but it looks like nobody is going for any sort of items.
What do you think about an Orchid for Simba on the Prophet?
Orchid would be nice, too. But he's still pretty squishy, too. He can't really be in the middle of the fight. And he needs some way to actually like catch up to the Anti-Mage, too, unless he has Prophet powers with teleportation.
He does have those. Alright, 19 minutes in. It's 22-7. The net worth leader No surprise with how many times we've seen him kill people. 7-1-9 Kuroki at 11.4k net worth. Now looking for more in the middle lane. And will quickly decide against it. BigDaddy goes in for some assistance. Not really needed, as look at BigDaddy's items already. Obviously the mid lane went well for this pair. He's got a bottle, arcane boots, and a mechanism. Here's what you talked about moments ago. They got the Vlads up on the brew, and they're going to go into the Roshan pit.
And Cloud9 has to make a decision soon when they want to make their stand. Secret's going to push very heavily with his Aegis and make C9 go into a very unfavorable trade, maybe trading like 3-4 Aegis or something of that nature. And they don't really want to do so right now because Anti-Mage is still very, very weak, as is Dead Prophet. But if they don't, they're going to lose T2s, they're going to lose even more Vat Vision, and potentially even push for the T3s fairly soon too. So Cloud9 has to decide, is AE going to be farmed enough? I absolutely do not think he is, but at the same time, they can't really hold a base push 4-on-5. So Cloud9's in a very bad position right now, and they're going to have to just probably do what's the lesser of two evils.
Yeah. Now, let's say this game, let's say Secret, they want to go high ground, they start, let's say Cloud9 holds on and we start moving into the late game. Do you favor any lineup in particular? Like, Death Prophet obviously very behind. If she can catch up, if that's even possible, do you think they have a chance in the late game going against, you know, this PA and this Brewmaster, who's still got about, what, 15 minutes or so before he falls off with his Primal Split?
Well, if Secret ever feel threatened in the late game, they can always just get a BKB on PA, and she can just kill a couple people straight up. And then if she eventually gets Abyssal, which she will if it progresses like post 45.
Oh, there they go. They try to go on Kuroki, but he's got the Aegis. Bone 7 going to be forced to stampede. AUI going to pay the price for his team's aggression. He will fall. Fortify available. They will actually use it for the tier 2, but keep in mind, guys, not going to refresh the Fortify. That's only the tier 1s. At least for now. Wait until 6.82D, I guess. Yeah,
and still posting up outside the base, and I mean, just look at Fada. He has phase boots and a Sage's mask. That's it.
Value.
Remember when we were talking about his HP? He had like 815. Now he has like not.
He's got like 100 more since then.
It's close to like one-shot territory with Phantom Assassin, especially once she gets level 16. It's really dangerous times for old Death Prophet.
Oh, I hear Bone 7 stomping, and it's going to be actually on S4. The Ancient Seal is there, but the reload kit comes in. They won't be able to save the Brewmaster, so he's going to fall. But Bone 7's going to pay the price. Pylite Die gets off his ultimate, but it actually is a rank 2 ultimate. He's level 11, but even still, it wasn't super effective. The Wisp will go back towards the Ancients, and yeah, probably will rejoin them in the bottom lane. Satanic delivered. That's the item choice here for the PA. I was expecting the Basher into Abyssal just, you know, to lock down the Anti-Mage, but we'll go for Satanic.
This is a much safer build because you can't really die to like a Blink Hoof Stomp, Double Edge, and Skywrath ulti, and possibly even like a Blink Burrow Strike if No Tail is positioned properly and uses his mech. And even on top of that, she has Aegis. So they can't really throw everything at her, because if they do and she dies with Aegis, they'll still lose the fight, but they also can't leave her alone. Bad time for Cloud9.
Yeah, it really is. Well, they got another game coming up, right? It's the next game after this will be Cloud9 Fnatic, so maybe they can take out some of their revenge on the Fnatic stack. But for now, it's Secret dominating this best of 1. And already, this tier 3 tower, there's no Fortify that was used a couple minutes ago at the tier 2. Going for Pylite Die. Kuroki gonna have to maybe retreat out of this. Bone 7 tries to jump on S4, gets nothing out of it. Kuroki jumping over there, still has the Aegis. And that Satanic will, he decides to use it before dying, so he wants to stay in this for the long haul. Going for Fada again. He's got no HP. At 22 minutes of the game, you don't normally see a Death Prophet just die that quickly, but he has nothing. BigDaddy, the Wisp, will actually fall here. Pylite Die making some plays here as Kuroki under the tier 4 towers with Moonlight Shadow, so that's not really helping out in this scenario. BigDaddy with the buyback will come back in, relocated. There's the Primal Split trying to deal with Eternal Envy. Won't be able to find him as he blinks out, but that's the ranged rack's already gone. Now they start to work on the melee, and well, no Fortify, so it's gonna fall. The damage dealers are dead for 4 more seconds. Both have buyback, but they don't want to use it. They'd rather lose 1 lane of racks. Pylite Die looking for the epicenter, finds 2. It's going to be enough to kill Kuroki, but Aegis, he'll be back in just a couple seconds. They're going to S4. They're going to be able to bring him down. Now it's Kuroki versus the world. Should probably just hit that building. I think Simba's going to take care of that. He's got it. AUI with the all chat. Kuroki just murdering. I feel like every time this guy plays PA, he's just walking around the enemy base murdering people. As EE forced to blink back into the trees. Pile Die with another good Burrow Strike stun, but it's all too little too late for Pile Die. They forced a buyback on AUI. BigDaddy, he had already bought back, and they won't even be able to bring him down. Bone 7's gonna fall. There's another crit onto the buyback. Now looking for Pile Die. Yet again, another stun. Kuroki, no BKB. He's a man. He doesn't need it. 5.4k in the bank, and I think finally this base dive has, no, maybe not finished. Kuroki's going in. That's not good. He's gonna get stunned up there. This is a big kill to give away. Fountain diving tries to pop the Satanic. Not gonna be enough. And now Eternal Envy stuck in the tree line. Will blink out of the tree line, and he's running.
He doesn't have a TP scroll though. Is he gonna be able to bring around?
It's gonna be a chase. Oh, he stutter steps and walks straight into the arrow.
So much for
Mistakes were made.
Yeah, I mean, the anti-mage just didn't really make too much sense with their lineup. Yes, is how Cloud9 likes to play with 4 Protect 1 and winning out late game, but their biggest weakness, as far as I've seen from the past few months of their play, is just losing in 25 minutes, and they just had the devastatingly poor early game and not enough recovery methods to try and come back from that sort of deficit. So maybe with like a more active hero for EE, maybe like a Slark or not a Lifestealer, something like a Slark I think would have served them a lot better, and he has played before. So I think once they balance their early game and late game, and their supports are less predictable and how greedy they play, they can be a much stronger team. But Secret just capitalized on what everyone knows to be Cloud9's weakest strength, is just playing too greedy.
Yeah, I mean, it really did seem greedy. Like, Fata was just dying repeatedly in the middle lane while the supports were trying to get their own items, trying to stack up, or at least secure their own items later, stacking up the camps that could maybe get Fata back, but he kept dying. You see the Wisp, and you kind of, especially on Raiden, you've always got to expect there's going to be a duo lane in the mid lane if you see a Wisp. And they just had nothing to back up the Death Prophet. So maybe a more defensive support, just sort of chilling around in the middle lane for Fata could have made the difference.
That or a more suitable hero for Death Prophet, or for Fata rather. Like, they banned out the Puck, but something of that nature offers a lot of mid-game fight and control, but isn't as easy to and vulnerable in the early game. Or they could have dual lane mid themselves too, like Lich Anti-Mage or something like that. There's always more options than what they have available.
I was thinking either Lich or Abaddon.
But this is just
mainly just because I love Abaddon. So
well, Abaddon would get crit at this point. He would just die on one hit too. Unfortunately, I mean, Kuroki is just massive. He has Scotty at this point too. 2,500 HP on PA, and he crits for over 1,000. We just saw one for 1,200.
And lifesteal stacks with Eye of Scotty, even though they both claim to be unique. So dude, he's got that going for him.
And he has Cleave too. So if they're ever clumped up, which they shouldn't be, but if they are, one-hit Rampage.
Yeah, definitely one-hit Rampage. Actually, who's got the most HP? I would assume Centaur, and I'm actually incorrect, I think. Sand King has the most HP. There you go. Decent amount of armor as well. He's picked up a Veil of Discord to make the epicenters a little more painful for Pile Die, but an arrow searching, and that's going to be a 5-second one. The relocate coming in for this. If I could actually click on Eternal Envy, but okay, he'll be stunned for the entire duration. Buyback available, so that's not a game-winning kill, but obviously very, very good for Secret. Potential to even force a buyback here.
EE with the throws. not really.
What's new?
Well,
can't throw if you were never holding the ball.
Going through the motions now.
Whoa. Oh, sorry, go for it.
PA is one of the better fountain campers, though. I should be wary of that.
Yeah, she definitely is. I think, was it at ESL that Kuroki jumped up for like the 5-man rampage, or was that slightly before in another online tournament? I don't quite remember. There's so honestly too much Dota, so alright. They're trying to break the base, trying to force that buyback. 20 seconds left on the respawn timer here for Eternal Envy. They try to buy some time. Is that a Yule Scepter actually finished on Death Prophet? Ghost Scepter as well. Now she can maybe stay alive for somewhat of a team fight as they go back, focusing on the objectives. They don't want to throw the game away as 15,000 gold ahead, 12,000 experience ahead, and the Fortify goes, and they think that's enough, so they'll just back off, maybe wait for another creep wave, or try to find a pick elsewhere.
If they really want to, they could, just wait for the Aegis. And with their team being so ulti-centric, they can't kill her twice. They do have mass Ghost Scepters, though. They can kite her for some period of time.
Yeah, they got two, one on Fata, one on AUI, so the squishiest of the squish, have picked up the Ghost Scepters. Will help them a little bit, but then they gotta watch out for Starfall and the Thunderclap. Like, that's probably enough to kill AUI.
Or just not being able to react fast enough and just getting one shot. They have to pop it like before the blink strike most of the time. There you go, Roshan.
And Simba, yeah, does he respawn? It wasn't too much longer. Simba on the Nature's Prophet will go for just Treads Blink Mjolnir. Just let me split push the lanes.
Just dump the Mjolnir on PA and she could probably 5 on Wyndham. 5 on 2, I guess, with Wisp's help.
Probably 1 though, but I don't think BigDaddy's just gonna sit back. He wants some of the action. As they're going for the Roche, the Moonlight Shadow comes in. Bone 7 with the stomp onto Kuro, but do they have detection? It doesn't quite look like it. Pilot died the Veil onto 2, that's a good start. Not even enough to kill the Wisp. And Wisp's gonna go ahead and get out of there. Pilot die, kind of sectioning him off a little bit. Now it's Fata trying to deal with not only 3 Brewlings, but also Kuroki. And okay, the Yule Scepters, the Cyclones, everyone just spending some time in the sky. It's a good view from up there, I would think. As Fata comes down, he's greeted by an arrow from Puppey, and will die pretty much immediately afterwards, and they will find AUI. There's the Ghost Scepter. Let's see if, okay, they'll kill the neutrals just in case. No mercy here from Kuroki. Now back to Roche. Is he going for the steal? Is he going for the manly plays? He's got a slot open right now in that inventory.
It's now or never for Cloud9. He could do it.
No,
his blink's on cooldown.
Oh yeah, that was, he blinked over to get closer, and that was maybe not the right move, because once again the Aegis is going to be back over on the Phantom Assassin, who at this point is just terrifying. Another arrow to connect. Puppey's been on point on this Mirana, starting in the early game, and that's enough right there to just force out the GG call here in this best of 1 round robin stage. And that was a change for some reason, this like insta pause upon disconnect.
Yeah, that was brutal. Very nice early game play from pretty much everyone on Secret. They just manhandled Dead Prophet, made her completely irrelevant, and just let EE farm, and to no avail.
Yeah, I mean, he got a great Battle Fury timing, but, well, he got the Battle Fury, then they're like, okay, now we'll deal with you. They put a little pressure on him. Obviously, they didn't even kill him that many times, because there wasn't fantastic lockdown. PA never went for a basher or anything, but still managed to get 18 kills, 13 assists. That's not too bad.